If your life is anything like mine, then it's probably a bit more complex than you would like it to be. You've got all kinds of tasks and projects on your plate. You have ideas that are hitting you in the head that you don't want to lose. You've got all this information that's coming in from all different directions, and maybe you're using a whole bunch of different productivity tools to organize it all. Well, over the past few years, I've been working on a system in Notion called Ultimate Brain, which brings all of the productivity features we want in our tools into a single system. And this is Ultimate Brain 3.0, the latest version, which I want to show you in this quick little tour video. And I'm actually going to show you my personal copy of Ultimate Brain. If you're watching this on the Ultimate Brain sales page, you can see all the more salesy stuff beneath this. I'm going to show you what I actually use on a day-to-day basis. So Ultimate Brain is an all-in-one Notion template that brings task management, note-taking, goal tracking, project management, and a whole lot more into a single system. And crucially, even though that system has a lot of features and is very powerful underneath the hood, it is simple and it's easy to pick up for somebody who is newer to Notion. And that's because all of the most important features in Ultimate Brain are accessible directly from the Ultimate Brain homepage, which you can see right here. On the homepage, we have tasks, we have notes, we have projects, and we have tags, which I'll get to in a second. But essentially, you can run your entire life from this one page. Our task manager has an inbox view where you can very easily dump tasks that you don't have time to process. You can even do recurring tasks that automatically process themselves, which is a feature that is very new to Notion. And you have your date-based views, like your today view showing you anything that's due today. You've got a week calendar, a month calendar, and so on. If you want to take notes, you can very easily do that in the note-taking system. We have an inbox for just dumping notes out of your head and letting yourself organize them later. You can favorite notes very easily. You can even capture web clips from the web, like article highlights and blog posts you want to read later. And my team and I have even shipped a full-blown Notion web clipper called Flyletter, which works amazingly well with Ultimate Brain. I'm going to show you that a little bit later in the video. In addition to our note-taking system, there's a full-blown project manager where you can have your active projects along with what I call ongoing projects, which are projects that kind of help you maintain a standard in your life. And one of the core design philosophies of Ultimate Brain is that everything really relies on Notion's side peek mode. So if I want to open up a project, I can do it. And it opens up in Sidepeak just like this. I can see all the tasks that are related to this project. If there are any notes related to the project as well, they would be down here. And in opening this page, I can see all this detail without actually leaving the Ultimate Brain homepage, which means if I want to switch over to something else, I can very easily do that instantly. And if I want to get back to the homepage and look for something beyond projects, I can do that as well. Our tagging system enables Tiago Forte's Para organization method directly in Ultimate Brain. If you haven't heard about it, Para is a four-letter acronym that stands for Projects, Areas, Resources, and Archive. And it's a fantastic way of organizing all the digital information that comes into your life. Well, you've already seen projects in Ultimate Brain. Our tags database allows you to very easily create areas and create resources. Resources are essentially like tags for topical interests you have, like databases or DDR or business or computer science. And then areas are these large buckets of your life where you have that standard to be maintained, things like money or home or work. So if I open up my work area here, I have, in addition to our little global nav bar here, any kind of projects that are related to the work part of my life, like this work ongoing project, where I put anything that isn't part of a one-time project. Any sort of notes that are related to work, I can put in this area as well. Any sort of web clips from the internet, goals, even people from Ultimate Brain's brand new CRM, they can all be put in area pages, and I can manage this entire area of my life, again, from a side peek view that doesn't force me to leave Ultimate Brain's homepage. So this gives you full Para coverage in a single page. You've got your areas, you've got your resources, you have all of your projects, and you have your full-blown note-taking and task management system. If you want to get fancier, you can open up the sidebar and you've got all sorts of extra dashboards and pages in Ultimate Brain. To keep this video short, I'm not going to go through every single one of the pages. There is a full-blown Ultimate Brain tour in our public docs site, which is nearly 2 hours long. That goes through literally everything in excruciating detail if you do want to check things out. But for now, I want to show you just a few of my personal favorite pages that I end up using on a day-to-day basis in Ultimate Brain. And the first one is actually my favorite. It's a page called My Day. Now, My Day is a very opinionated day planner. It is fully designed to help you deliberately choose every single day which tasks you're going to work on. And then once you actually start work, it helps you focus on only those tasks instead of getting distracted by anything else. Here's how it works. So we have this plan section up here, and this is essentially a view of your task manager with all those same useful database views. We have anything that's due today, we have anything that's overdue, we have anything in the inbox, and so on. And what you can do to plan your day is come over to any task and click the My Day checkbox, and that's going to send that task right down here to the execute section. So let's say that I want to clear my email and my chats today. I want to send this Thanksgiving card. I want to take this glass and light bulbs to the recycling center, and then maybe there's something in my inbox I can do as well. Putting air in my car tire seems like a good plan, so let's go ahead and do that. Now I have my execute section fully filled out. This is my plan for the day. And I use this every single day because I'm somebody who can get very easily distracted by, say, somebody asking me for help, especially if it's like a fun kind of challenge. So when I really need to buckle down, I add specific tasks to this execute section, and then I get them done. If I check them off, they're going to come down here to the done section. And at the end of the day, if there's something I didn't get done, I can look in this wrap up section and I can maybe give it a different due date. If I didn't get it done today, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. And after that, I'm going to clear my day. And this is crucial because after I clear my day, the execute section will be blank once again, which means tomorrow morning when I come back into the My Day page and I do this planning process again, I am starting fresh and I can once again deliberately add tasks to the execute section and once again be assured that anything here is something I specifically planned to do and there's nothing else there to distract me. So that again is my favorite page in Ultimate Brain, but it's not the only page I want to show you. I also want to show you our brand new books page. So if you read a lot or you're hoping to build a better reading habit like I've been focusing on this year, this page is going to be one of your favorites, I think. So we have this full book tracker. You can track all of your reading statuses. So I'm currently reading this book right here. Here's all the books that I have read, and I'll be adding more over time. We also have a more library-esque view where you can see all of your titles and authors, published years, any kind of detail from books. And if we open up a books page here, we can see all the details of that book along with an integrated reading log. So I've been reading every single morning and I've been basically tracking the start and end page of each reading session. And using Notion charts, I went in and added myself a couple of charts to show how many pages I'm reading per day. And this is helping me to establish a reading habit by measuring my progress every single day. I think you're going to love the book tracker if you are an avid reader, or again, if you're trying to become one. Additionally, something that I've been focused on a lot this year is cooking at home more often. So we have this really powerful recipe tracker and meal planner in Ultimate Brain, where you can both collect recipes either from the web or you can build them yourself, and you can create what I call meal plans. So I want to show you these really quick. In our recipe book area, you can open up a recipe and you're going to see your number of servings, you're going to see your prep time, your cook time, and there's even some helpful formulas like this one down here, which calculates the total time this recipe should take given the prep time and the cook time up here. And of course, we also have all of our details. I've put in the ingredients, I've put in my instructions. As part of this little sales video, you now have my weeknight pasta recipe. If you just pause the video, there it is. But what I'm actually a bit more excited to show you is the meal planning functionality inside of this recipe dashboard. So in addition to singular recipes, you can plan full meals in Ultimate Brain, and those meals can consist of multiple recipes. So for example, I've got this one right here called sausage and vegetable pasta with garlic rolls. This is a pretty common meal that we make, and I've attached 2 different recipes from my recipe book to this meal plan. And this time estimate up here by default is going to take the longer of any recipes that are in here, or you can override it. So for example, if I know this recipe takes 60 minutes instead of 45, I can override it up there and the time estimate is going to change here. Now, in addition to just having these pages here, we also have a date property, which allows you to plan meals on a calendar or even a Notion calendar if you use that app. So you can see here, I have added November 29th, which is tomorrow, in the date property here. And if I close this view and then go over to my calendar, I can see that meal on my calendar, which allows me to very easily plan all the meals that I'm going to cook throughout the week and then be able to look ahead and easily use that for my shopping, for my prep, anything that I want. Coming back to the homepage here, I now want to scroll down to the note-taking section and point out a couple of things. First, we have this voice tab here, and this holds any notes that were created with my Notion voice notes automation, which we actually provide for free and which we have tutorials for in our Ultimate Brain documentation. This is an automation that allows me to literally take notes with my voice and then get a perfect transcript in seconds right inside of Notion. So here's a great example of a note that I took, again, with my voice while out for a walk. And in the transcript section here, all of this text was, again, my voice just being transcribed to text by a model for literally pennies. And then I have a summary as well, which is generated by AI, along with some additional stories and examples, references and citations, potential action items, all kinds of very, very useful stuff that gets automatically added to my voice notes. And again, our docs have a full tutorial on how to set this automation up if you want to. I also use the note-taking section personally for clipping a lot of things from the web. I actually want to show you something that we've been working on alongside of Ultimate Brain to make that even easier. So switching over to my web browser here, here I'm in our new doc site, which I am going to also sort of highlight near the end of this video. But let's say I'm on this blog post that I want to capture to my second brain. We actually just shipped a brand new Notion web clipper called Flylighter. You can find it over at flylighter.com. It's completely free and it works really, really well with Ultimate Brain. If I want to capture this to my inbox, I can go into this little inbox flow that I've created, and you can see that the title and the URL of the web page have been automatically brought in to the name and URL properties from my note-taking database. If I want to add a tag, I can do that. So maybe this is a productivity related article. That seems pretty good to me. And if I wanted to change this flow on the fly, I could even set this to autofill every time that I run this in the future. I think I'll keep it as a one-time value this time around. And now I'm going to go over to the content area because I might want to actually grab some highlights as well from this article. So if I go ahead and minimize the extension, it's going to kind of get out of my way. And then I can find a passage that I maybe want to highlight, maybe all this stuff right here, hit the Control-Shift-S shortcut on my keyboard, and I'm going to have that highlight directly in our little content area, just like this. We can also clip images, we can clip HTML elements, we can do all kinds of stuff, but to keep this quick, I'm just going to go ahead and hit capture like that. And now this web clip is directly in my second brain. I'll go ahead and close this panel here just to show you. We've got the favicon, we have the full article title, and we have that highlight with all of the links. And if there's any extra formatting, that would be there as well. And if we switch back to the Notion app, we can see that now in my clips area, the impoverishment of attention is in my productivity tag, and it's also right here in my note-taking system. So Ultimate Brain doesn't just work for practical note-taking in the moment, it also really works in conjunction with Flylighter for capturing information from the web that you don't want to forget. Now, there is a whole lot of extra functionality packed into Ultimate Brain that I haven't covered so far. There is a full CRM for contact tracking. There's a full goal tracker. There's week and year planning dashboards. There is a lot. But to finish this video up here, because this is just a teaser, I want to point out the fact that we have a full docs site with plenty of video tutorials as well as written tutorials. So if you're curious on how to add the template to Notion, if you want to start using it very simply, or you want a full tour of literally every single feature, all of these videos and these written articles are on our docs site. They are very detailed. So basically anything you want to know, you're going to be able to learn how to do. And that also extends to customizing the template and making your own. We have plenty of documentation pieces on customization here. We also have tutorials on automations. So if you want to tweak how recurring tasks work, which they do work out of the box in Ultimate Brain, but you can tweak them to make them even more powerful, you can do that in a recurring tasks article. And in addition to all of these tutorials, we have an active support community. When you buy this template, you'll get an invite to that as well, where if you have questions on how to customize your template, our Notion certified support staff will get those questions answered, and people in our community also get access to early access versions and betas of new templates we're working on as well. So if you want to start organizing your life, if you want a simple single system in one tool to organize your tasks and your notes, to track your goals, to do your project management, and a lot more, Ultimate Brain is the system for you. It's simple, it's easy to get started with, and there's a ton of extra power under the hood on tap when you're ready to access it. If for some reason you are on YouTube instead of the sales page for Ultimate Brain, you can find it over at thomasjfrank.com/brain. And when you buy, you're also supporting all of the free Notion tutorials and content that I put on Thomas Frank Explains, which you can check out if you want to learn Notion and become a Notion expert.